Jackson Johnson from the Jacksonian. I think this is he hosts the Jacksonian, and has had some cool guests on there. And he asks, and then we'll get back to our storylines, but I think this is interesting. Is this the year where Michigan can win it all?
Yeah, well, if I'm answering that question, I would say yes. And I have not talked in the affirmative like that. I'm trying to think if it's the last time before the season. Now, growing up and all the way up to 2007, I always thought that Michigan had a chance. Like the season would come down to maybe 2 or 3 plays. And then, 2007 happened, and it was since then, it really hadn't felt like that. But they're back to feeling like if, this season's going to come down to a couple plays, but if not this year, then when? I mean, they got everything that you want. You look at, in the years before last year and the year before, these last 2 seasons where they've got things back where you want it. You still look 2 years ago, Georgia was a way better team. Like, Michigan, they weren't going to win that game. They got blown out, and that was a stacked Georgia team. And, last year, I think it would have been a little bit closer against the Dogs if Michigan would have taken care of business. But now this year with the NIL that Michigan was able to keep, like Blake Corum, being able to get him back, like Zach Zinter, like go down the list, and there's a number of guys. Keegan would be another one. Chris Jenkins, a host of players that were able to come back. I think the talent, and then supplemented by the 10 players that they grabbed from the transfer portal, and the impact that, maybe, I don't know, if even half of them or even a third of them can have. I think they have as much talent as those other teams in the SEC. It doesn't mean they're going to win it, but they're just in good position. The returning quarterback, they got the kind of schedule that you want. Offensive line, very strong. Great running backs. The defense, after what they showed with the ability last year with the players that they lost to keep things going, and you could even make a case statistically that they were better. They look pretty good on that side of the ball too. So yeah, that's a long answer to saying can they win it all? They got a good shot. They got as good a shot as anybody of winning it all.
That and if there is a fan base that I might actually listen to when it comes to believing somebody can win it all, it's the Alabama fan base, and Jackson's an Alabama fan. So I'll listen to an Alabama or Georgia fan saying Michigan has a shot to win it all this year for sure, because they know a thing or two about that.